the biggest promise your significant other broke? I've never wanted a kid, but my husband's biggest dream in life was to have one, and because I loved him more than anything in the world, I agreed to have one child. During the start of the pregnancy, he was smiling ear to ear, telling me my motherly instincts would kick in, and in a few years I'd be happy he pressured me so much. But then 4 months in, something happened. We were told that our son would come out with Down syndrome. I gasped, and when I looked over, I saw my husband staring intently. That night, I tried to convince him to terminate it. I had barely agreed to raise a neurotypical child. I couldn't handle a kid with Down syndrome. I was not that strong. But my husband refused to budge. He said kids with Down syndrome are a blessing, and if I was willing to throw away our son because of a minor disability, I wasn't a person he was proud to call his wife. Those words stung. They stung so much I agreed to give birth. Throughout the rest of the pregnancy, he assured me he would be there for me and our kid the whole time. He promised to pick up extra shifts, attend classes, take courses, all the works, and for the first year or so he did. He was really the perfect father, changing diapers, babysitting, cooking for the 3 of us. I thought maybe we could make it work, but then time went on, and our son showed slower signs of mental development to other kids. That's when my husband started slowly drifting. At first it was small stuff. He'd skip a therapy session here and there, blaming work stress. I gave him the benefit of the doubt because I knew Danny's care could be exhausting. Still, each absence stung because deep down, I felt he'd pressured me into something neither of us was truly ready for. Soon those absences piled up. One missed therapy session turned into 2 or 3, then eventually he stopped coming altogether. The weight of Danny's daily routine, appointments, therapies, special education fell entirely onto me. My husband grew distant, staying late at work, leaving me alone to juggle everything. At first I resented it. I'd never signed up for this, yet here I was, handling it all alone. Then came the night that shattered any illusions I had left. Danny was 4 years old, and we were practicing some basic words when suddenly, he started violently shaking and fell backward onto the carpet. His eyes rolled back, his body stiffening in seizure. I called my husband repeatedly, panicking. No answer. Frantic, I rushed Danny to the ER, clutching his tiny hand, terrified I'd lose him. My husband showed up hours later, annoyed at the inconvenience. Watching him stand there coldly, I realized clearly how alone Danny and I were. I felt betrayed. I'd never wanted any of this, yet I had stepped up while the one who made all the promises abandoned us. Things only worsened after that night. My husband stopped pretending entirely. He'd silently watch TV, disconnected from Danny's life. I was the one comforting Danny through nightmares, struggling alongside him in speech therapy, quietly proud when he learned a new word or skill. Despite never imagining myself as a mom, I found myself becoming fiercely protective of my son. Danny and I bonded deeply, almost defiantly, through our shared isolation. The breaking point came at Danny's kindergarten graduation. My husband hadn't attended any meetings or therapy sessions in years, but there he stood on stage, smiling broadly, telling our friends and family how proud he was. People praised him, patting his back, congratulating his supposed dedication. Meanwhile, I sat stunned, holding Danny's small hand tightly. Later that night, I heard quiet crying from Danny's room. He looked up at me, eyes red, and whispered, "Dad doesn't care." My heart shattered. Holding him close, I realized how fiercely I loved this little boy I once didn't want, and I knew we couldn't continue living like this. 2 months later, during another serious health scare, my husband finally said what he'd been hiding. Sitting by Danny's hospital bed, he bluntly admitted he never accepted Danny's condition and couldn't keep pretending. That night, he packed and left, leaving Danny and me alone. It hurt deeply, but strangely, it felt like a relief. 3 years passed. Danny grew happier, healthier, and more confident. Then, unexpectedly, I got a call late one evening. My ex had been badly injured in a car accident, temporarily unable to care for himself. He needed help and fully expected I'd provide it. I visited him in the hospital, making sure Danny stayed safely with a friend. Sitting beside my ex, I calmly reminded him of everything he'd done. I talked about every night I'd spent alone, every crisis Danny and I had faced without him. I told him plainly that I'd grown stronger because of his abandonment. His eyes widened in shock, realizing what I was saying. I stood up to leave. I wished him well and walked out. Finally, I felt truly free. I returned home to Danny that night, proud of the life we'd built despite all the broken promises.